Hello. I'm Clara Louise Hay from BeHealing.com. Welcome to Psychic Cafe. I'll just give everyone a moment to get on. I started it a little bit early, 4 minutes early. Not that early, really. Just get in the chat room on my phone. There we go. I've just been recording the videos for some of them for my new astrology weekly week ahead reads. It's fun. Of course, it takes some time. I think I've done 6 so far. I've got 8 more to go. But yeah, it's fun. I'm enjoying it. Hello, everyone. Just pop me a message if you're on. Tell me where you're from, who you are, where you're from. Oh, I've got new coffee beans today. It's so nice. Fresh coffee beans. When you just open that bag, you know, when you first open a bag of coffee beans, and the smell is just beautiful. Not sure what kind of coffee beans they are, but it tastes really good. It's a stronger brew than my old coffee beans. It's really yummy. We'll just wait a few minutes before I start because it's still only 2 minutes to, and so people won't be here yet. I know we're getting some regulars now, which is cool. I like that. I like that. So I've picked a card already from Wisdom, what's it called? Wisdom of Avalon, I think it's called. Something like that. Call it Baron Reed deck. So let's have a look at that. It's number 11, the card. You know, we were talking about repeating numbers and how it's a sign of alignment yesterday. So we got the Hawk card today. It says omens, messages. So today it's really about listening to those answers. So the universe is always trying to communicate with us in signs, in all kinds of ways. The universe is always communicating with us, like constantly. Everything is feedback for us. And so this is about the signs. And like it's interesting that this card is number 11 as well, because it's those repeated numbers. The 1-1, 1-1-1. When we see that, it shows that we're in alignment. It's like a message. That's another message from the universe, from our higher selves. So let's have a look what Colette says about this card. When the hawk appears, expect a message to be delivered to you to aid you in your quest. Perhaps a telephone call from a friend will help you solve a mystery, or a chance meeting with someone will solve a riddle. You may literally see writing on a wall or overhear a conversation between strangers that reveals your own answer unexpectedly. You'll know when it happens. Be open to messages from others and be aware of omens and signs in nature. The world is constantly attempting to communicate with us, but we human beings have forgotten how to listen. So remember who you are, an intrinsic part of the great mystery of life. Listen and learn. This is the gift of the hawk as he soars into your life from Avalon skies. Excuse me. My voice is going because I've just spent the last hour and a half, maybe more, making videos, shooting videos. So that's great. So that's just she's telling us again that the universe is always trying to communicate with us. And we see, sometimes it's literal signs, you know, and the more we notice them, then the more we let life have its meanings. Let these signs give us meanings, you know. We can look at anything. We can it can be all the dragonflies that are outside at the moment, because there's so many. It's like they've all hatched out and the air's thick with them out there. Everything can be a sign like that. Nature can be a sign. The animals that show up can be a sign. Car registration plates can be signs. It can come through in any way. And so often people will think of like the guidance that I give and how my gift, you know, it's like clairaudience. So it's being able to hear, but I don't hear with my ears. It's like being able to hear with my mind, the guidance. And people think that that's all that guidance is, but no, like our higher selves will use anyone and anything to communicate with us. And so that's what we've got today, is the Hawk card. So this is the overriding theme for today from Colette Baron Reid's Wisdom of the Avalon. Wisdom of Avalon. Yeah, like 1111 or 1212. 2020. Next year's 2020. 2020 vision should be a year of great vision. Maybe. Hello, Warren. Now I know who you are. Oh, you like looking up the numbers and what they mean? Mine, yeah. I think my meanings are a little bit different than everyone else's. Seeing a hawk. Yeah, we've got seagulls here. We've got these eagles that have white tail eagles, and yeah, I love watching them. There's a lot on this island. It's really nice looking up and seeing them. When there's a lot of them, when they're soaring around in circles effortlessly on the, you know what I mean, the warm air that rises up. Ooh, that. So that's what we've got today. The hawk is about omens and messages. It's about listening, guidance. The universe has shown us guidance all the time. It's constantly communicating with us. Oh, okay. That's cool. A hawk appears when someone calls you. You know what else happens? For me, not so much here because there aren't many cars here, but when you're getting confirmation of something, you hear a car beeping its horn. Do you get that one too? That can be like confirmation of what you're saying or what you're thinking at the time is true. What else? Yeah, there's all kinds of signs. The universe is like communicating with us all the time. And the more we notice those things and actually give it meaning, the more, even if we're making up that meaning the first time, then our higher self is like, oh, she thinks that light flickering is this. And now I can communicate through that light flickering. And so we can set those signs up. Asking for signs as well, asking for confirmation through signs is good. But then you've got to listen for it. And not like want more and more and more. It's funny because I've just been doing like the new horoscope. I'm doing weekly reads for the horoscopes now to build this YouTube channel up. And so I just recorded the first 6 and the one that I just did, Scorpio, was about that. It was about, what am I thinking? I've lost my train of thought, but it was, about the signs. Synchronicity. Serendipity. Indeed. What's the difference between synchronicity and serendipity? Do you know? I don't. I think it's the same. Sometimes an older lady who passed away sends me a perfume smell, and I said, it's you. I watched or listened to a YouTube video yesterday. Something that popped up, when you go on YouTube and it just pops up as something you should see. It was actually a documentary film. I can't remember what it was called, but something about consciousness. I thought, oh, this looks interesting. It was pretty much a remake of The Secret. They did it in the same style and everything. Even the way that people were speaking were like that. It was just like The Secret, but it was still good. It was interesting. And they, oh no, maybe it wasn't that one. Maybe it was something that popped up after that. But this guy was talking about smells and how smells can be the easiest way that the universe communicates with us when it comes to mediumship, he was talking about. So when people have passed, smells can be the easiest way to communicate with us. Don't know why smells would be easy. I guess because it's less tangible in the air, than a physical thing popping up. But really the easiest is direct into our minds. But if you're not receptive to that, if you're not practiced in that, then it's going to be more difficult. Yeah, so all about the signs. So I just watched the daily read for today. Let me see if I can remember what it is. The energies for today were about codependency. It was about not doing stuff for other people, about focusing on ourselves. Not doing what our parents want us to do, or our teachers want us to do, or society wants us to do, or a partner wants us to do, or whatever. The weight of everyone's expectations on us. Let's hope she doesn't pop up when I'm on the toilet. Signs when you're on the toilet. Yeah, so codependency, not doing what other people want us to do, focusing on ourselves and what we want, concerning ourselves, minding our own business, really. Stopping focusing on what other people want. And so we can feel like it's them putting it on us, but they don't really put it on us. Like, it's someone's opinion, and we decide whether we take that on or not. We decide whether we hold ourselves to that opinion or those expectations. We decide whether we want to please that person or whether we just want to please ourselves. So it's back to this theme that's been like going on all week, really, is this wise selfishness. There's a wise selfishness. Yes, there is. And the lessons and challenges for today were about, I can't remember. Oh, I know. About being alone. So there's a difference between being lonely and being alone. You can be alone and really enjoy your own company, but you can't do that until you're happy with yourself. And so when you're alone, you're confronted with all your demons, really. And some people will use the addiction of other people or keeping busy, or other addictions like drinking and whatever, to distract them from that feeling, from whatever pops up when they are alone. You know, like the people that will go from one relationship to another without any breaks in between. They'll go from one person to another so that they don't ever have to be alone. They don't have to face themselves. Or if they do have a break, then they're just like having one night stands every night to fill that time up so they don't ever have to confront themselves. So that's a challenge. It's to see what comes up when you're alone, to really get to know yourself by being alone, and not resisting that, not going for those addictions. Yeah, I love being alone too. Really, really do. A little bit too much. A little bit too much, if I'm honest. Yeah, I really like being alone, but I didn't used to. Like, I remember what that felt like, of really, really being angry when people left me out of things and not knowing what to do with myself, thinking I should fill up my time. And sometimes I still judge myself for that. So even though I really love being alone and I like relaxing and I listen to my podcasts and YouTube videos, and there's always interesting stuff to do. Like, I don't need to be out and socializing and stuff. I don't need to be filling myself up with other people directly. But sometimes I feel guilty about that. I think, shouldn't I be like interacting with more people, getting out and doing other stuff? I was just saying to myself before you showed up how happy I am being on my own. Think of all the money you saved. Yeah, true. You do. You do, for sure. So they were the challenges. And the focus was on, I think, new approaches, being open to new approaches. So yesterday I had the idea to do the star sign week ahead videos. It's been so much fun recording those this morning. I like it because each one that I'm doing, it's kind of, I'm saying it to, like, there's at least one person that I know of each star sign, so I'm kind of doing the video for them or anyone else that's watching it, really. But I've got their personality in mind. You know, every star sign's got their little traits, and a lot of people will conform to those traits. So it's kind of more personalized. It's more fun making them. No wedding gifts or gift expectations to almost everything these days. Yeah. Cards. Oh my God, I stopped sending cards, like Christmas cards and stuff like that. I'm not even a Christian. Why would I want to conform to that? Like, it's just stupid. And, I'm really resistant to, not resistant to, but I just don't care for it. Marketing. A lot of marketing, just for the sake of, like, that Christmas cards and birthday cards and stuff. It's just marketing hype. It's like pretending that there's a need for this and that it's a social norm because I want to sell you these cards. It's almost as bad as marketing science. People believe that shit. People believe that you shouldn't wash your face with soap and that you need some special preparation because this face skin is a different pH or something. It's like, people believe that shit. It's marketing science. It's not real science. It's marketing hype. There's all kinds, and the stupid thing is that like people believe it, and then it's passed off for like real science, and it's like added into articles, and media gets hold of it. Like there's stuff about diets like that too. Like a lot of the things that like dietitians and doctors have been saying, it's got absolutely no science behind it at all. It's like just someone's opinion or some marketing hype. It's craziness. Yeah. Marketing science. What a load of crap. Even like running shoes. There's these things we think, oh yeah, that's real, but that's real. Like nobody paid for a proper scientific experiment about the feet and stuff like that. It's not true. Barefoot running is great. In fact, having your arch supported actually makes it really weak. Fake opinions being pushed, yeah. And like I'm really, because I've been looking into diet, I've been changing my diet lately, especially around protein, the protein sources that I've got, just to really optimize my health, my athletic performance, and just learning about what has got no science behind it at all. And so yesterday or the day before, I learned that the meat, there's that belief, there's that science that said that red meat and preserved meats cause heart problems, whatever, bad health, it's not good for you. Completely debunked a couple of days ago. And it turns out that science that said that, it was actually data from it was a kind of a study, but it was from massive groups. So it was like, oh, Americans eat more red meat, and America on a whole has more heart disease. So it must be the red meat that's causing it. It was that bullshit a study. It was like massive. It was like massive generalizations. And so like not questioning if it could be any other factor of those whole countries of what they're eating or the lifestyle. There's pushing arch support. Little kids with braces at 7 years old now. They are pushing arch support. Yeah, but I had plantar fasciitis. Do you know what that is? It's when your arch kind of drops down. You get real pain in your arch. I got it when I was in a massage shop and I was barefoot on a concrete floor, stood massaging people all day, and that's when it happened. And looked into, of course, the doctor said I needed some support for it, but that didn't ring true for me. I got the insoles made, but it didn't ring true for me that was right. And so I asked my yoga teacher, and he's like, oh, you need to strengthen your arches. Your arches aren't strong enough, so you need more barefoot stuff, but not on hard concrete floors, right? So he was giving me stretches of how to build up the strength in the arch, and then I started running barefoot, and that built up the strength in it. Now I don't have any problem. You got flat feet. Yeah, calcium and dairy. I've shown it the opposite's true, right? That it leaches the calcium out of your bones. Yeah, there's so much stupid science out there, like so much stupid science. And marketing science isn't even science. It's an actor in a white coat saying some marketing message that they want to portray, pretending it's science. It's not real. It's not real at all. People believe it. So let's pick out some cards for today. It's very hard now to trust doctors and fake things. Yeah, because doctors have completely bought into it. And like the Heart Foundation in Australia, someone posted it on Facebook yesterday, and it was like diabetes. It was like a stand, like support diabetes research or anything. And what they were selling on the stand was lollies and sweets. It was all the stuff that causes diabetes. It was just like a stand full of sugar, saying support diabetes, like what support the drive for diabetes, eat all of this shit and get diabetes yourself. Crazy. So yeah, you can't. And the doctors have, and doctors, you know, they don't have to learn. They go to uni, and they don't have to find out what the research is. They can if they want, but that's up to them. If they've got a busy practice, they're not finding out what the latest research is, or they're just completely entrenched in those beliefs of, you know, fat's bad for you, sugar's okay, and everything in moderation, and red meat's bad, and like backwards information like that. You know, and they're still like giving people statins to reduce the cholesterol, when cholesterol's the healer. And we've known that for a while. It's like cholesterol is what the body produces to try and heal the inflammation. The inflammation is the problem. We've known that shit for ages. So how come I know that and the doctors don't know that? Some doctors do, but a lot don't. And they're still pushing the pseudoscience crap. You know, science gets better and better. I understand that. We get more evolved in our scientific methods, and we understand that you can't have these big generalizations. So what seemed like a good scientific study at one point doesn't now. We've learned and grow, and that's just life, you know. I get that. But also, really, that's it. They follow what their associations tell them, and they're drug pushers. That's what they are. They're legalized drug pushers. So they're working for the pharmaceutical companies. They're not working for people's health. Some will choose to do that. Some will choose to work for people's health. Like, I think they call themselves functional doctors when they do that. The rest are dysfunctional doctors. Yeah. Okay, energies for today. Ooh. Warmth and sex. Sounds good to me. So if it's stormy outside, just stay in bed. What could this mean? I guess it's warming up to ourselves and our passions and what we're feeling inside, our urges, being happy with ourselves, with our sex drives, with our desire for that, understanding that it's a part of us, it's a natural part of us. It's also, we feel it more when we're in alignment as well, so it's an indication that you're in alignment when you're feeling that sex drive. So it's a good sign. And then, you know, we're taught, or maybe we're taught through religion, to not like the aspect of ourselves, or that there's something wrong with it, to not warm to it, to not appreciate that aspect of ourselves. So we throw it out, and along with that, we throw out our alignment. So you know what it's like. You get really aligned. Things are going really well. You're on top of the world. You're successful. Things are happening for you. You're in full flow, and you feel turned on. You've got that passion is flowing through you, and you're like, you've got this sexual thing going on too. And then you've got a belief given to you by religion that's wrong. So it's like, well, let's back away from this. Or say if you had a belief that joy is wrong, you know, that you should be suffering or something, then joy would be a sign of your alignment, but then you'd back off from that alignment. So we've got to embrace our sex drives today. I was brought up a Catholic. Enough said. It's all about guilt. So you should feel bad about yourself, sinner. It's terrible. It's like so undermining. It's just so not spiritual. And I felt that it was wrong. I felt that it was wrong, you know. You're bad for being a girl. You're bad. You're bad for being born. You're a human being. You're bad. You're wrong. Confess you've done something wrong. You're a sinner. You're a sinner anyway, even if you haven't done anything wrong. It's like, oh my God, I'm 3 years old, for God's sake. What have I done? Seriously. And then I used to have to go to confession like once a week, and I just used to make shit up. I used to say the same things every week. I thought I was being good. So I used to tell them, oh, I've lied and I've disrespected my mum and dad. I used to say exactly the same things. Pushing religion, yeah. Yeah, so religion messes us up. So just let go of those religious beliefs. I think it had its time, you know? I think if people are really unaware of what's right and wrong in their lives, if they're not tapped into that intuition, if they think intuition is evil and they've been told to switch that intuition off, if they're really clueless of their self-awareness and what feels good and what doesn't feel good, then yeah, maybe someone needs to tell them, do that and don't do that. But seriously, like, don't we all have intuition? I don't know. I used to work with a guy who said he wouldn't know. Like he said, if we didn't have people telling us what was right and wrong, how would we know what to do? And I said, well, it's inside of us. He didn't get it at all. Like he didn't have that. He was a bit of a worry. He was a bit of a worry there. He had, distinct lack of empathy. I liked him. What's that? It was. Is that a cherry or an apple? Cherries, I think. Oh, it was okay in 1400. Is that what you mean? Yeah, we're not living in Jesus's day, you know. We're not. Sure, he was a cool guy and everything. There's plenty of cool people around. Plenty of teachers around, plenty of examples around. But we're not living in those times, you know. We don't need to stone people for cheating. We don't need to, what was it? Have slaves. There's all kinds of stuff, isn't there, in the Bible? It's funny. It's all right to be gay, really. Okay. So yeah, let's get rid of those false beliefs that we've got and stop judging ourselves for that stuff. We've also got gratitude and communication coming. Oh, this is good. So this means like someone's going to thank us for something. We're going to get rewarded for something. We're going to get that appreciation is going to be shown. We're going to get reciprocity from someone. It's coming. It's on its way. I like that. I also like what I'm doing at the moment. Who even knows if he existed? I know, what Jesus? And if he did, I know Israelis, right? They don't look like the Jesus that in the paintings. No, they're a different color. They don't have blonde. They're not white with blonde hair. They're not. Israelis are not like that. So if he was really from the Middle East, he wouldn't have looked like that at all. But even if they got the image of him wrong, what they wrote about him, it was someone else writing that, and we've all got our own filters, don't we? So if we wrote down, like if I wrote down an account of something, so say okay, well, you and me, we have a day out together, right? And then the next day we're locked into an interview room, separate interview room, right? And someone asks us about our day. We both give different accounts, right? Some things will match. There'll be a kind of a theme going on, but those accounts would be very different, wouldn't they? Because it's one would be from my perception, the other one would be from your perception. I went through a court case, you know, and this is exactly what happened too. And I heard like some of the jury in the lunch break saying, well, someone's lying. And it's like, are you really that stupid that you think someone's lying? It's just different perceptions of what went on. What they were talking about was I went to a certain place to to see someone. And the reason that they'd gone to that place was to get me to sign something. So they thought I'd gone there to sign something, but that was why they were there and seeing me. It wasn't why I'd gone there. I'd gone to see someone else then. And so the jury thought that I was lying, or someone was lying. Either she was lying or I was lying. But no, I'd gone there for one reason. She'd gone there for another reason. We hadn't gone there for the same reason. So different perceptions. And so, yeah, like the Bible, been written by someone, a man. Obviously, my God, it wasn't a woman, was it? The Bible would be very different if a woman wrote it. The Gospel according to Claire would have been very different, I'm sure. Let's get some more cards for today. And then I'm going to pick my cards. Oh, one of my least favorite cards of the deck, Wait, along with the Patience card. Prepare. Okay, so we're being prepared for the next step, and it's not going to be fast. That communication is coming though, that gratitude is coming, so the rewards are coming, but we're still going to have to wait for it because we're still preparing for it. So we're shifting our energy, still take action, still keep on down the path you're at. But if the rewards aren't showing up yet, don't worry, because they will show up. Just keep on preparing yourself. Keep on preparing yourself for what you want, because it will come. It will come for sure if you're in that mindset of preparing yourself for what it is that you want. What was it today? Oh yeah, the hawk. So keep on looking out for those signs as well. So ask for the signs, ask for the messages. If you want that confirmation, ask for the messages to be shown. Like, ask for signs. The more you ask the universe for it, the more it can do it for you, can show you. Will give you more signs of confirmation. You know, a lot of people come to me for readings for that really. For confirmation. They know this stuff anyway deep down, often. Cool. So my cards for the day: success and love what is. This is a common theme for me. So it's like I can tune into success, and I can like picture myself in even bigger success. And then I'm shown cards like this. I'm given guidance like this, which is like, but look at the success you've got right now. It's like, sometimes I've got to like remind myself, like, wake up, Claire, like you're living on a tropical island. You've got your time to yourself. You can do exactly what you want. You've got complete creative freedom. You're doing what you love in various aspects of your life. You've got it made. It's like you're so successful. And it's like, stop measuring yourself on the success you don't have. It's like, don't measure yourself based on being in a relationship or not being in a relationship, or how many customers you don't have and stuff like that. The other ones are, I'm good enough. All I'm knowing. This is another thing I've got to remind myself of. Thank you, higher self, for reminding me as well. It's my job, for God's sake. Doing readings for people, using my intuition, using it. You know, every time in my business that I've got like a coach or signed up for a course to learn something, it always makes my business go really quiet. It always like backfires. It makes everything turn to shit. And this is what I get. It's like, but your thing is your intuition. Your thing is the guidance. And so whenever I follow my guidance, like doing the videos that I had the idea for yesterday, like doing this show, whenever I follow my guidance, it works. And it works really easily, and it's easy and it's fun, and it just works naturally for me to get what I want. Whenever I question that and don't think I'm good enough and think I've got to learn from someone else or follow some business plan, it doesn't work. It doesn't work for me. In fact, it has the opposite. I know, what's her name? Esther Hicks, you know, the Abraham stuff. She doesn't even read books because of that. She wants her channeling to be so pure and not be picking up from other people's stuff. And I must say, I used to read a lot. I used to read anything spiritual that I could get my hands on. I used to read it. I used to be reading constantly. And I noticed that too, is that someone else's consciousness starts coming through into your work when you do that. And it's not a good thing. It's like stops being your energy and what you're bringing in as a channeler, Start picking up on other people's thoughts and other people's way of doing stuff. Okay. Do you want a reading? How come there's only you here today? What did you do with everyone else? There was lots of people yesterday when you weren't here. Yeah. Yeah, I think there was about 7 people interacting yesterday. It was so much fun. It was great. But it's what? Saturday morning, it's Friday night in a lot of places, I guess. People are busier. Is this, I've been doing this a week. Did I start on Friday? I can't remember. Okay. Your cards are be with nature, communication coming. Sometimes it's the most powerful thing to do, right? Is to ask the universe for something and then go for a walk on the beach. It's like just completely let it go. Ask for something and then go out. You know what I used to do? I used to ask for what I wanted in my business in the morning, and then I used to go and get a massage. When my massage was finished, like all of these payments would have come in, and I'd go home and start doing the readings. It used to work so well doing that. Ask for what I wanted. Don't work for it. Just like go and get a massage, and then at the end of the massage, it all comes. Yeah, they have lives. That's why the guidance for today was like, don't fill your time up with other people. And what are they all doing? Huh? They're all out filling the time up with other people. Or is that what we're doing? Maybe they're all alone facing themselves. Maybe they all watch the daily and they're like, okay, I'm not going to go into Psychic Cafe today. I'm just going to meditate by myself and spend time with myself. Maybe it's us that's doing that. Okay, so ask for what you want and then go for a walk in nature. It's a good way of letting it go. Just letting it come to you. Move away, expansion. This doesn't mean move away from your expansion. This means that what you want to grow, what you want to change, what you want to expand in your life, what you want more of, is going to happen by letting things go. It's by making space for it. It's by moving away from stuff that isn't like that. I like, decluttering. I don't like clutter anyway. I do it a lot, decluttering. But it makes space for new stuff. And you can declutter and you can ask yourself. So say the expansion that you wanted is to be really successful, right? So say the expansion you want is to be really successful, and and so you go through all your clothes, and there's this like holding up the top. Is this t-shirt what successful Claire would wear? And if not, throw it away. Is this phone what successful Claire would use? Yes, it is. It matches my t-shirt somewhat. And so doing that, getting rid of the stuff that doesn't match what the expansion is that you're moving toward. Because it's all about energy. It's amazing what letting go of stuff does. So yesterday you missed, Nikki was in here, Nikki in the UK. And she gave up her job 12 weeks ago, jumping into the unknown. And all of these things have happened. She's got a new job. She starts in a couple of weeks. But all of these things happened, just giving herself that space, just letting go. something unlocked from her previous relationship. So she's actually getting the financial payout for that relationship breakup, which was like nearly 5 years ago. She's got clear on who she is. She started doing her art again. And now she's moving into a completely different kind of job. I've done a reading for her, and it's kind of like completely different kind of people that she's moving toward as well. And so it's amazing what just giving yourself that space, like it's obvious with the giving up a job and having your time to yourself, that gives you a lot of space. But even little things, even just like throwing out something that's in your house that's broken or something like that, it's amazing. Especially like things to do with your ex, it's like when you want a new relationship but you've still got like your ex's hoodie in your wardrobe, stuff like that. It's all energetic. You think it doesn't matter, but it's all energetic. I've still got my ex-husband's surname, but my maiden name is Hayes, and I married a Hay. And the reason that I stuck with it was because I moved to Australia from the UK, and I didn't want my kids to have a different name to me. It seemed wrong, even more wrong, to be in a different country and have a different name to my kids. And besides, Hay is easier. It's less misspelled than Hayes. I was Heyes. And it's kind of annoying to have a name you've got to spell all the time. Hayes easy. It's easier and it's not that much different. So I just stuck with it. And then I started writing and all of that and building a business. And so that's the name that people recognize me by. So it just got to a point where it's like, there's no point in changing it. I don't feel like I've got an energetic connection to him, but maybe there is. Maybe things would change completely if I switch my name. I wouldn't switch it back. Why go backwards? Switch it to something new. Pick a new surname. But I'd need a country first to do that in. I don't think there's much point in changing my name in Thailand if you can even do that here. I don't know if you can do that. They call themselves whatever they want here anyway. They have like official names, they have nicknames. They have like they have like an official Thai name, and then they have a nickname that the family gives them, and then they have like a nickname in every place that they're in. So a nickname in their work. And yeah, I'm sure you can't change your name in this country. So where would I change it? I don't know. Change it in my head. In my head. So there you go. Declutter. It can be. Oh, the electricity is weird today. I hope that didn't trip the Wi-Fi. Are we still on? The electricity has been out a couple of times already this morning.